crime,
and the wheels in the vision. To fly and lifted
Founding Fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you.
And I went until I drew nigh to a wall which is built of crystals, surrounded by tongues of fire.
Crystals of fire.
And I went into the tongues of fire, and drew nigh to a large house which was built of crystals.
Crystals.
And the walls of the house were like tessellated floor, made of crystals, and its groundwork was of crystal.
Damn.
Its ceiling was like the part of the stellated floor, made of crystals, and its groundwork was of crystal.
Damn.
Its ceiling was like the part of the stellated floor, made of crystals, and its groundwork was of crystal.
Damn.
Its ceiling was like the part of the stellated floor, made of crystals, and its groundwork was of crystal.
Damn.
Its ceiling was like the path of the stars and the lightnings, and between them were fiery cherubim, and their heaven was clear as water.
Clear water.
The flaming fire surrounded the walls, and the heavens blazed with fire. And I entered into the house, and it was hot as fire, and flames danced. There were no delights of life there. Fear covered me, and trembling got hold upon me. And as I quaked and trembled, I fell on my face.
Like that.
And I beheld a vision. And lo, there was a second house, greater than the former. And the entire portal stood open before me, and it was built of flames of fire. And in every respect, so excelled in splendor and magnificence and extent, that I cannot describe to you its splendor and its extent. And its floor was of fire, and above it were lightnings and the path of the stars, and its ceiling also was flaming fire. I looked and saw therein a lofty throne. Its appearance was as crystal, and the wheels thereof as the shining sun. And there was the vision of cherubim before you by the sword, and your petition on their behalf shall not be granted. Before you by the sword, and your petition on their behalf shall not be granted, nor yet on your own, even though you weep and pray and speak all the words contained in the writing which I have written. And the vision was shown to me thus: before you by the sword, and your petition on their behalf was a fire covered me, and trembling got hold upon me. And as I quaked and trembled, I fell on my face. And I beheld a vision. And lo, there was a second house, greater than the former. And the entire portal stood open before me, and was built of flames of fire. In every respect, so excelled in splendor and magnificence and extent, that I cannot describe to you its splendor and its extent. And its floor was of fire, and above it were lightnings and the path of the stars, and its ceiling also was flaming fire. I looked and saw therein a lofty throne. Its appearance was as crystal, and the wheels thereof as the shining sun. And there was the vision of cherubim. And from underneath the throne came streams of flaming fire, so that I could not look thereon. And the great glory thereof, and his reign